All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Serious Angler podcast, powered by our friends over at X2 Power Batteries. We're back with the captain, Mr. Andy Full. And as always, I'm your host, Bailey Eichbrett. Andy, we're back with the show after taking a week off last week. I think my body needs a week off this week. But nonetheless, we're here. We're ready to rock, man.
No, what you need is an IV just plunged into your arm to rehydrate you, right? So, like, to get you back in shape for the work life. Going to a tropical island vacation makes it really tough to come back to cold, cloudy, dreary Buffalo. So, but welcome home. The fishing world needs you back behind a computer, But now you have another fun trip coming up in the next week or so. So, how are things with you?
It's good, man. The wife and I, obviously, for folks that haven't been caught up or were tuning in the previous weeks, we went on a honeymoon all last week. Went down to Punta Cana, which was a hell of a lot of fun. I didn't drink much water the whole week, so that's why I was joking here, and I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but we're okay. But we're turning right back around, and I think like Friday evening, I'm going to get on the road. We're heading down to Lake Murray for next week. We're going to spend the week down there, fish a tournament there next weekend. But I'm thinking I might make a pit stop at a couple lakes along the way, Saturday and Sunday.
I'm sure you will. You got to cast.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since you've casted a rod and reel, probably. So
it's been a minute, man.
You got to blow them off before you put them in the Hobie and make your first cast.
Yeah, it's been way too long, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. It's been a minute since I've been able to go out, one, fish, but two, film some content for the YouTube channel as well. All the videos I've been putting out this December and such have been videos I saved for over last year, and so looking forward to that. The wife and I were joking because tomorrow is Valentine's Day for everybody. We're like, I think we're good. I don't think we need to go out tomorrow night after all the good food and drinks and everything we had last week. But nonetheless, happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. Amazing show tonight that we got in store. We're going to get our guest on here in a minute. We're having Takumi Ito, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro, here on the show. We're going to get him on here in a few minutes. Before we do, we'll have Taku on for probably about 45 minutes or so. And then we have the pleasure of being joined by Jake Maddux and Julius Mazy. And we're going to do a little fun with some young guns in the fishing space, where Julius is fishing the EQs, the Bassmaster Opens, and Jake is fishing the NPFL. We got some pretty cool questions lined up for those boys. It's almost going to be kind of a half hybrid of 21 questions / rapid fire, if you will. But it's going to be a good back half of the show as well, so make sure you guys stick around. Before we get into our first guest today, really fast for you guys, if you guys want to win a Garmin Livescope Plus bundle, Omnia Fishing is running a giveaway right now where you can win a Livescope Plus system as well as a Garmin GPS Map 1222 wicked deal that you can get for free. All you got to do is
it's for Garmin. Yeah.
All you got to do is be a Premium Pro subscriber. If you're already a Premium Pro subscriber, you're already entered in the giveaway. So you got nothing to worry about except for wait for an email to see if you won. But if you're not a Premium Pro subscriber, it is $50 a year. And there's some pretty wicked stuff that comes into that. So like, it's not just
on all your purchases. Like, it's one of my favorites.
If you're like Andy and I and you order a crap ton of tackle, you definitely get your money's worth by getting 10% back on all your orders. That's a lot, especially when you're ordering $200-$300 at a time.
Sometimes more, unfortunately.
Sometimes a lot more, yeah. Including some of the wicked map layers that you guys have heard us talk about before. The link is down below in the description for the show if you guys want to get in on that giveaway.
And when does that giveaway end, by the way? Like, when do you have to sign up for Premium Pro for that giveaway to be entered in the giveaway before it basically closes?
That is a good question, Andy. And that would be February 20th. So you have a good week or so to get in on that giveaway. They started running it, I think, a few days ago that went live. So make sure you guys get in on it while you can. And that being said as well, here on the screen, we talked about past couple of weeks. If you want to get right to Premium Pro, you can scan this QR code. We'll have this in every show for you guys, as well as a link down to Premium Pro in the description. And that being said, one quick thing for you guys going into the new year, people are getting their boats out. If you're from the north, like us, and you're getting ready, getting excited. If you're looking for new batteries, X2 power batteries, with our discount code is live Series X2 to save money on lithiums or AGMs. So make sure you take advantage of that. And of course, we'll always have our discount codes to our show partners in descriptions.
So I guess the one last thing would be fantasy fishing. Our first show is next Monday, right? Leading into the Toledo Bend event. So that's going to be exciting. And is the whole crew again joining us from last year? And then any new additions we should know about?
The whole crew? Yeah, that's a good point. The whole crew is coming back as of right now. Boomer or Brenda might call us and say, screw you guys. But as of right now, I think everybody's still in. We got Jake Boomer from Alpha Angler Rods and then Brennan Chapman from Do It Molds, like last year and previous years, joining us again for fantasy fishing. So we'll have the crew plus Justin Largen from Kayak Fishing Weekly, one of our shows on the podcast network, will be joining us.
We're going to be running out of room here. We're going to be like the Brady Bunch of fantasy fishing.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, man, that is coming up fast. That is coming up next week, next Monday, where we'll be previewing Toledo Bend, which our guest is going to be getting ready for his first elite event of the year next week.
Awesome. I don't know about you, Bailey, but I thoroughly enjoy like the multiple lives a week. Like I wish there was an event every week that we could have a fantasy fishing show, because I thoroughly enjoy like all the engagement we get and just the friendly banter that kind of happens between all of us. So I'm excited to see what Justin's dynamic will be when we add him on here, and if he joins in on the Sarah Deacon train. So
we'll see. I'll save this for later. I'm not even going to mention it right now and give it away, but it's along the lines of Sarah Deacon. But nonetheless, I'm looking forward to poking fun at the whole crew.
And real quick, Brad wants to know, will Wes be back?
Wes will definitely be back for certain events. The plan is right now is actually to mix it up. Instead of just bugging Wes every single event, we're actually going to mix it up with different guys for each event to just get them on for 5 or so minutes, give us a little insider info on a lake breakdown, things like that, to kind of give you guys a better idea of what might be going on. So Wes will definitely be back. Wes will always be a constant on this show, but yes, he will be back for a couple, I'm sure.
All right, should we digress and get to the main event?
Yes, we should. Right. He's probably sitting down there like, what the heck? These guys are making me wait
4 or 5 minutes. Not
I know.
8.
Now we're at 8. But what's up? Let's get to it. Without further ado, our first guest of the night, Takumi Ito. What's going on, Taku?
Good evening.
Hey, good evening. Good evening. I'm Taku.
You getting ready for Toledo Bend next week?
Yes, I'm ready. So today I organize fishing taco, and tomorrow I will fish in at Cross Lake, and I'll check fishing boat. Fishing graph is okay or no, so I will try to check tomorrow.
Yeah. Nice.
Loosen up all the loose ends and make sure everything's working appropriately. Got it. Nice.
Yep.
Any big changes for you going into this season?
Not so much, but this year so I try to use Garmin 8616 graph is a front is a 2. So last year is just a 1 and or 12 inches, but this year I changed 16 inches 2 in the front.
Oh dang! Okay, you got 2 16s.
Yeah. So heavy, too heavy.
Yeah,
I am sure.
That's wild. So Taku, before we get into that more, for everyone that's like yourself, your first time on our show, we like to throw it back to your very beginning of how you got started bass fishing. And we love to know the story of who's at fault for Taku's lifelong obsession with bass fishing. What's the story of how you got into fishing in the first place?
Oh, yeah. So what's the story? So I fish. So start on fishing, right?
So, yes.
So
Yep.
yeah, my dad, so I think I 6 years old, 7 years old. My dad bought fishing video game. So and I play every day. So I have never catch a bass. So 6, 7 years old, but I every day playing a video game. So and I talked to my dad. So I wanted to fishing. I wanted to bass fishing. So and I try to very cross the river, but Japan very very hard. So it's 2 years I fishing, 2 years fishing, and finally I got it in the buzz bait. So and now so and I'm fishing every week, bicycle. Sometimes my dad, so fishing with, and I run to the bass fishing.
I love it. When did you decide that you wanted to come to America to fish tournaments?
7 years old, I decided because yeah,
Right
so,
away.
yeah, video game is a stage is America. I think the American game. So Black Bass 2, Super Black Bass 2 is an American game, I think.
Yep.
Many, so some Hummingbird sponsor, Barclay sponsor. So I learned to the bass fishing, the video game that I know. So bass is USA is biggest. So biggest tournament. So I want to go to the US. So I think the 7 years old I decided.
That's awesome, man.
Yes.
Lifelong dream.
Yes. Now dream come true.
Yeah.
So being in the States now for a couple years, what has been the biggest cultural difference from Japan to America for you?
Oh, so big difference in culture, right? So
Yes.
bass fishing.
Yes.
So Japan is a many people fishing a bank fishing is very famous because Japan is a very narrow. It's so hard to tow in the bass boat, and everyone don't have a parking spot. It's a boat, so and everyone so easy to fishing is a bank. So I always fish in the bank fishing too, but I think Taku is 16 years old. My dad bought a skeeter boat, and I learned to bass boat fishing. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So the boat ramps in Japan aren't very big.
No boat ramp. Very hard to find. No boat ramp.
Wow.
Yeah, no, nothing. So it's so hard to find a boat ramp, and almost all cannot using like a chain, and very hard to using. I think it's so hard to find at a few, but US everywhere boat ramp, everywhere restroom, boat ramp, many kind. So water like a jet ski, pontoon boat, but Japan is nothing. Almost all bank fishing, but many Japanese fishermen love bass, so largemouth bass. So many bait release, many kind of finesse techniques. So because of many Japanese bank fishermen try to fishing now.
What is with that when you're talking about finesse techniques and fishing from the bank, what has been the biggest thing you've learned from growing up in Japan that you've used now in the States that has helped you?
I think the bank fishing is so much pressure, and fish right there, but very hard to get on a bite. the last year, so example, the 1 day fishing and the one, so 2 pounder, 1 pounder, it's okay, very good. Some guys 1 week fishing or 1 or 2 couple fish only. It's so hard to get the bite. Everyone thinking more finesse, more different bait, and the more rig and the more techniques. Everyone so thinking and try to more catch. Everyone's thinking that. So new bait always release in Japan, and everyone don't have a boat, but a rental boat is pretty famous. So everyone have a trolling motor and a big graph and get and drive in the car, and everyone rent a 12-foot small boat and put on own trolling motor and a huge graph and a lithium battery on it and fishing. It's rental boat is a pretty famous in Japan. So yeah, on boat, bass boat. So road is too narrow. Not so many people. Lake Biwa only, I think.
Are there anglers in Japan taking Livescope to those little boats?
Yes, a lot. So it's pretty crazy. 12-foot, very light FRP boat, and put on a 36 boat trolling motor like Ultrax, Motor Guide, Power Pole, Lawrence, and everyone cut on a 32 inches, very small trolling motor. But put on so lithium battery and very fast. Trolling motor only, no use engine. Almost all small lake no use cannot use engine. So everyone put on trolling motor on it. Some people is a 4 trolling motor and a 1, 2, 3, 4 and very fast. Yeah. So some people is a 4 trolling motor on it.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
But I feel like if you had one 36-volt trolling motor system on the front of like a 12 to 14-foot boat, if you turned too fast left or right, there might be like a simple accident of falling in the water.
Yeah, everyone falling. Yeah. Taku is a very good. So I have never fall, but many people is a fall. Many people lost a fishing rod, fishing reel, big graph, lithium battery. It's a pretty dangerous, but everyone do that.
Everyone takes a drink.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, as soon as you said that, my mind was like, somebody is definitely fallen in the water a time or two. But I'm glad to hear that you are not one of the victims. So
yeah. I have never fall.
So Taku, we have a question from someone watching this live, and they're asking, do you think that there's still a world record bass in Lake Biwa?
I think so. Because Lake Biwa is so deep and many huge bass. It's so hard to get on the bite now, too much pressure, but still huge bass. Lake Biwa in the Lake Biwa. Everyone try world record, but so too much smart big fish. Yeah, so like I think everyone try that, but it's so hard. It's so hard to get. Yeah.
Is there a lake here in America that you think is most similar to Lake Biwa?
I think Guntersville is pretty similar. Grass, many grass, like a big fish. Yes, but Lake Biwa is a more lake. So Guntersville is a pretty river system, and but Lake Biwa is a more big, huge, like a.
Would it be more like similar to a glacial lake that we have up in the north that doesn't have a dam impoundment on it.
Yes.
Do you have like a favorite lake so far here in America that you like to go and fish?
I like Georgia, the Carter's Lake, So Carter's Lake is very deep, 600 foot, so very deep and clear water reservoir. So I like that. So every week, if I go back to Georgia, every time I fish in Carter's Lake and use a Livescope fishing. Yeah.
Nice. I'm surprised you didn't say smallmouth Disneyland.
Oh yes, so I want to try to smallmouth Disneyland, but so some Chickamauga is and the Tennessee River is it's so different. Smallmouth smallmouth don't like a small bait. Smallmouth don't like Japanese bait. So I don't like Tennessee River smallmouth. So I never tried. Yeah, I like northern. Yeah, I don't like Tennessee River smallmouth.
That's awesome. So one of our recent shows we had on Maddie Wong, and Maddie was telling us how you and him got to go fishing.
Yep.
And one of the things he mentioned was that you like to, or one of the things you did was you melted plastic onto one of your baits.
Oh, smallmouth, right? Smallmouth secret.
Oh, is it a secret? Are you allowed to tell us a little bit of what you do with that?
So yeah. So I try every year. I try to new scent, new material. I make in so Japan and Norris brands. So and I try to every year I try to so different bait. The last year I got the St. Clair the third place, like a blueberry and so easy to dry out bait. But smallmouth love it. I don't know why the smallmouth love blueberry's flavor. So I like blueberry every day eat, and I like smell. So I try to cover to the blueberry smell and easy to dry out, but very like food, like Japanese sushi bait. I always say so. Japanese sushi, very delicious bait. I try too, and many big smallmouths bite it. Yeah, that's awesome.
So you eat it on the water while you're putting it on your bait for smallmouth?
Yes. Yes, I try that.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So I've been curious with that powder. Is that something you get your bait wet and then you dunk in the powder and then you cast it?
Yeah. Or so package and into the many powder and shaking and using. So like a fry, crappie fry, like a.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like a batter.
Yeah,
battering your bait.
Yes. So tournament is day 2, day 3, day 4. Many bass see bait. Many bass pretty so scary. It's so hard. Sometimes it's very hard. I use powder and the scent blueberry sauce. I try to many kind of different smell bait. Sometimes easy to get a bite, but sometimes hard. Yeah, but I always change a lot. Many kind of 4, 5 baits change and cast try every time.
So when you take one of your baits out of that powder,
Mm-hmm.
how long does that bait last with the powder usually?
I think the 1 hour. So I use every time I use, and 1 hour later I put on powder and get more tasty. So I try to, or I caught a bass and I change the bait every time. Yeah,
Once you catch a fish.
Yeah, because so scent like Ikogia Aqua and the Gulp and many catch. So tastes. So sometimes no taste or so out. So
right.
I always change brand new one. Yeah.
Do you ever put the powder on a hard bait or only soft baits?
Only soft bait. I have never tried the hard bait.
I never know. I gotta ask.
You're gonna need to, Haley. You might
think,
have to make a special sauce to get that
yeah.
powder to stick to a hard bait.
Yes, yeah. I see. I hope working, but I don't like hard bait a lot. So I always like a soft bait. So I'm no flipping. I'm no punching, frog, hard bait. Never. No, nothing. I don't like it.
Do you usually have more spinning rods on your boat deck than casting rods?
Yes, smallmouth is a spinning rod a lot, and the largemouth too. So everyone flipping the like a braid and the flipping the cover. But I like a spinning rod flip, like a 7 foot extra heavy and a 30-pound braid and a 25 fluorocarbon leader. Sometimes I use. It's easy for me. So bait casting is too much heavy for me. So I'm no power. So I like spinning rod.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So talking about that, one of the baits that we were super curious about, more so me selfishly, I've always been curious about it, was the Nori's Tisan worm.
Yeah.
And I'm curious from your standpoint, how do you rig that worm?
Yeah.
And where are you more likely to throw that to catch fish?
Yeah. So Tisan is so different form. I like this one is a Neko rig special Neko. Yeah, look like that. Is a
Here, I got you.
Yeah. So offset hook is a upper side on it, and I usually put on a 316 or quarter ounce heavyweight Neko weight on it, and easy
Right
to here is an offset hook on it. I always 2-0 and 1-0 heavy, so like a Ryugi hook, the Infini 1-0 or 2-0 I use, and put on a head nail weight and 316 or quarter ounce heavyweight. Easy to get in the cover, easy to brush fire, and I like offset hook set because like a Neko hook sometimes miss, so I don't like it. I like offset hook, so I try to deep brush fire on the cover, lay down, bush, dock, everywhere I use this one.
That's super intriguing. I can speak for Andy and I that we're definitely buying these.
Yeah. So Neko rig is it's so sometimes it's so hard to feel in the bottom, but I always use a heavy weight. Easy, everyone can feel in the bottom. It's easy. So T-san always use a heavyweight Neko.
Now, with the Neko weight that you're using, do you have it all the way inserted inside of the plastic, or do you use one of the ones that has like an exposed head on it, so
Yeah.
you have better contact on the bottom and feel?
Yeah, I like so a little bit outside.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like a long, straight Neko weight. Yeah, some weight is outside of the football foam and the screw on it, but T-san is good to like a so thin like a stick
like
nail.
the traditional long nail weight. Got it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a favorite size or color?
I like green pumpkin a lot. Green pumpkin blue. I love it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be ordering a lot of these.
Yeah.
For anybody that is tuning in live or that is listening after the fact, I have it linked down below in the description. You guys want to go to Omnia Fishing and get some yourself, as well as we have a discount code if you want to save some money on that as well. Well, going back, Taku, talking about the different cultural bass fishing.
Yeah.
Is there anything you learned here in America that you've brought back to Japan?
Yes. So every time I try to run U.S. fishing, like a frog, like a punching. So because of Japan, no cover, not so much cover, and frog is very hard to get by fish, always scary. So I always run to the U.S. American fishing in the fun time. Tournaments, not so much, but like tomorrow, the fun day, I always like American fishing, crankbait, vibration, jackbait, many kind of hardbait fishing. So I try and I run and I go back Japan and I try to that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Whether here in America or back in Japan, do you ever dabble with saltwater fishing at all or any other species, or has it always been about bass for you?
I'm not fishing the ocean, so salt water, but so every day I try to fish my son. So my son go to the school and go back in the house. We go to the carp fishing, like a bass fishing rod and the bass fishing reel on hook, put on the bread, like a breakfast food, bread and drifting and get a bite and every day.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
every
super
day.
cool.
Yeah, Taku is a bass fishing professional, but more carp professional. Taku is a carp elite series is a AOY.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Carp fishing professional.
On that, has your son showed any interest in getting into some of the bass fishing tournaments?
Yeah. So my son wanna fish in my son wanna. He always say I want to get a bass, but Japan very hard to get bass. So my son always come to the US. We fish in the bass. In Japan, no, just carp fishing or farm pond. Many bass, many like farm bass, and easy to catch. We try to get. We go to the farm pond and fishing.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's the best place. That when they're really easy to catch.
Yes, very easy. Small pond, but 100 bass.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Taku, I doubt you remember. There's actually probably no way you remember because I'm in a kayak, so it's really easy to not see me anywhere. But I ran into you, I want to say a year and a half or 2 years ago on Lake Chickamauga when you were fishing with your son. It was super cool to watch you teaching him along, and you brought it up, so I figured I would mention it. But it was super cool watching you teach him how to fish. And I'm pretty sure, as young as he is, he's way better than me already.
Oh, you saw me, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I always teaching him. Hopefully he's qualified. He fishing professional bass fisherman, but I think it's so hard. Yeah.
So we got to be worried about him in about 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. But I think since 7 years old, so before, so I always use a $10 spinning reel, $10 spinning rod. But my son uses already. He used a Stella spinning reel, $900.
Oh,
so I think no good. So always young boy use a cheap spinning reel, cheap spinning rod, learn to fishing. It's very important, I think. So Taku's
Love that.
so Taku's dad, Taku is so I always rent out my taco. I think no good. Yeah, he needs to more cheap spinning reel, cheap spin rod.
He has to learn the hard way to catch the hard bass.
Exactly.
I got it.
Exactly.
That's awesome, man.
No shortcuts.
Yes, two shortcut. No good.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We do we have time for another question, Bailey?
Yeah.
We got an awesome question here from MJ. He wants to ask you how intimidating or scary it was going to like a full-size bass boat and truck coming from Japan to America.
Could you ask Taku how intimidating it was going to a full-size bass boat coming from Japan? Well,
like traveling across the country with the rig, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty hard. So because very so Japan is a very small car. 600cc is normal. 600cc. So but US like 6,000, so big motor and the big basketball towing, so pretty hard. But I like driving. I like driving. So now I can drive one day the 800, 800 mile. It's okay towing the basketball. But so first year, second year, every day I try to long drive, but 500 and 400 is the limit. I always tired, but I love US culture. Big, so like a Chevy, big truck and a big boat. I love so long time. So I always looking at everyone's vehicles. I'm very happy. Oh, Chevy, Silverado, oh Yukon. So I always happy.
Awesome.
Was it harder or easier to back your boat down the ramp coming to America from the smaller boats in Japan?
I think easy the US because the big wide road and the big ramp. It's easy. Japan the crazy small. I hate. I don't like towing the bass boat. No good. Japan no good. I need to more wide road. So I wanna move the more countryside. So Japan house. I want to move. Now I try to find more countryside. Yeah.
Do you have a boat back in Japan too?
Yeah. Yes. So I have a Skeeter, same one, but too narrow road. So I think the whole year I use 10 time only because very hard. So always towing the bass boat, just tired. It's so hard. I want to go to move the more countryside, more easy drive. I love it.
I think Bailey froze here. So we're waiting for him to unfreeze. Up, you're back. Welcome back.
Yeah,
But,
that was weird. My bad.
Yeah, you're stuck solid. But we have another question here from Steve. He wants to know, what weight leader line do you use for smallmouth? So the leader underneath the braid.
Yes, it's an important thing. So sometimes I use a 6 pound, like a St. Clair. Many people can easy to find a smallmouth. Everyone casts bait. Smallmouth pretty tough. Day 3, day 4 is a pretty tough. I sometimes use 6 pound fluorocarbon leader and more or no braid line or fluorocarbon.
So straight fluorocarbon.
Yeah, 6 or 5 I use. Japan smallmouth, Highland Lake smallmouth fishing is famous. Everyone use 2 pound test or 1.75 pound test fluorocarbon. How
big are the smallmouth in this lake?
I think the 3 pounder is huge. 3-pounder is huge.
Yeah,
But
3
almost all
pounders.
2-pounder. Yeah, 2-pounder. But everyone use a 2-pound test fluorocarbon.
There's no boat flipping a smallmouth on 1.75 pound test.
Net. Everyone use a net. Yeah, it's easy. So
Sure.
1.75 pound is easy to break. So, but fish, so many pressure, it's good thinner line. So like Japan, like US is a 6-pound straight fluoro is a pretty finesse. So fish don't like braid line sound and the leaders, thicker leaders sound shake, and sometimes sound don't like that. I use a 6-pound test fluorocarbon that. It's so good.
Yeah. Have you tried to experiment with like 4-pound or 2-pound here in America for the smallmouth, or is it quite scary?
Yeah, I think scary. 5-pound, it's enough. I think. Yeah, 5-pound or 6-pound, it's okay. So, yeah, Lake Ontario, St. Clair, I always rig in a 6-pound, 5-pound straight fluorocarbon, and sometimes I use it.
Is there a preferred brand that you like to use? Like, what is your favorite brand of fluorocarbon?
One line only. Sega Tatsu. Yeah, Sega Tatsu only, because the thinner line is a very important, strong line, expensive line. 6-pound, 5-pound test fluorocarbon is a Sega Tatsu only I use.
I
Are
like
you
Tatsu.
Yeah, Tatsu's great.
Yeah.
Are you an FG knot guy?
Yes,
For your leader?
a lot. FG knot, very important, I think. Yes.
You've probably gotten very fast at tying it now.
Now, very fast. But 2 years ago, I couldn't do that. But now, I can do that very fast. Yeah.
Did you learn the FG in Japan or when you came here to America?
US.
Oh, wow.
Kenta Kimura is a Bassmaster Elite Pro. So I learned to Kenta. So he teaching me, and I can do that now.
That's awesome. Do you travel with anybody else on the Elite Series?
No, Taku only. Taku always alone.
You just you go wrestle with Maddie Robertson and them now and then, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That was probably my favorite video of you getting thrown off the dock. You and Maddie trying to wrestle. Oh gosh, who was it? The guy from Louisiana, big dude. I'm trying to remember his name. Oh gosh, Lee Livesey's buddy.
Caleb Sabro.
Yeah,
right?
Caleb Summerall. Yes.
Yeah, Caleb Sabro. Yeah. So I try to push him, but he's so strong. So Taku easy to outside our water. So too much. Next time, so Caleb right here, Taku and Matt Robertson and the double, and he's throw out. I tried this. Yeah, this year's end of tournament, St. Lawrence River, I try to fight him. Yeah.
That's awesome. So Taku, your time on the Elite Series, or at least fishing in America, besides your win on the St. Lawrence River, which was awesome, is there a favorite moment that you've had fishing here in America?
Yes, exactly. So like a dream. I won St. Lawrence River, Washington, New York. So I couldn't imagine do that, but I won. So it's most happy, the most huge day for me.
Heck yeah. Looking at the schedule for this year, is there one that you're excited about more than the others?
Yeah, I'm excited. St. Lawrence River is the most because the Waddington, New York start. It's so hard to drive in a lake, 2 hour driving. I wanna try that. I like Lake Ontario, but some days strong winds. It's so hard, but I always I wanna try. Yeah, hard driving. Yeah, 2 hour driving.
Yeah.
I bet fishing on Lake Ontario, you are glad that you had a lot of training with the 36-volt trolling motors and the little boats back home and hard
Yes.
pitch and turns.
Yes. I'm very easy for me. Skeeter is a more big, more roomy. Yeah, I always train the 12 foot and the 36-volt big trolling motor. It's easy for me. Yeah.
When we got one last question for you before we wrap up, but before we do, there's a question from a viewer here, which I think it is a cool dynamic to understand.
Mhm.
Do you, Kenta, Koya, other anglers from Japan, do you guys hang out with each other on the road? Is there any like communication? Do you guys travel from Japan back here together? What is that dynamic like for you guys?
But not so much together traveling. But still, we are the good friend. But no share no information. No, not so travel. Not stay together. Not traveling together. But still good friend. So and last year the fishing Masa is a Elite Series before, but he's good friend too. Yeah, Japanese guy, everyone good friend, but no share the information and no stay together. I don't know why, but yeah, but
That's
good
cool.
friend. Yes.
Yeah. Who would you say, for people that are listening or watching, who is the next big name from Japan that we should watch out for?
I see. So the Bassmaster opened the Yui Aoki is this year he tried to fish in the Bass Open. So I think he fishing only 6 years, 7 years only fishing.
Oh.
He fishing, but I think he is a world's Livescope professional fisherman. Yeah,
Okay.
he's not wrong. Fishing experience only in 7 years, so not so wrong. But he only focused on live scope fishing. So he's I think a very awesome live scope fisherman in the world.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for him as well.
Yeah,
That'll be cool. Cool to watch.
Yeah.
Andy, do you have anything left for Taku before we ask him our last question?
No, I think we can hit him with our last question. This has
All
been great. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So Taku, our last question for you
Yep.
is if you could sit down with 3 different people and have dinner, pick their brain, maybe people you've never met before, but you'd really love to talk to. What 3 people would you invite? They could be alive now. They could be alive 1,000 years ago. They don't even have to be in fishing. What 3 people would you love to sit down and have a dinner with and speak to?
Oh, so like an elite pro is okay?
Yeah, they could be fishing. They don't have to be fishing though. It's up to you.
Yeah, so I wanna talk Gussie. Yeah, Gussie and the Cooper Garant and Gussie, Cooper Garant, Austin Felix or West Logan. Yeah, Austin Felix,
All right.
very, very good friend. So so my most big friend. So Austin Felix, it's always awesome. I love it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Did you say Wes Logan as well?
Yeah, West Logan as well. West Logan always pretty hard to understand his English. So his English is so hard, but he's always good guy. So I like to talk. So I learn to English very.
We will
Yeah.
tell him to work on it.
Yeah. So West Logan's English is pretty hard for me.
That's awesome.
So it's so hard.
Well, Taku, I have to say, from your rookie season here in America, you've gotten very good at English very fast.
Oh yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes, I learn to every day. So I learn to use. I always use English, so every day. So now I can talk English little bit. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, you can do a podcast. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, like it's incredible to see your growth in the English language. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
among everything else that you have to learn while in America, right? Like it's a testament to your willingness to succeed. So I wish you the best of luck this year.
Awesome. Well, Taku, thank you so much for coming on the show and taking the time out. Enjoy your fishing and good luck next week at Toledo Bend.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, Taku.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
That was freaking awesome.
It was awesome. Oh, yeah. That was great.
Thank you again to Mr. Takumi Ito for joining the show. I can't wait to turn around and send that clip right to Wes Logan because that was awesome.
I thought about picking up my phone and be like, yo, Wes, like we got a problem here.
Yeah. That was super cool. I mean, we talk about it all the time on this show, but that dynamic between the different cultures is just super fascinating. What we can learn from them, and likewise, the different things that we expand upon amongst anglers and talking to each other. So it's super cool. Learned a lot there, and I'll be curious to see how many guys are going to be picking up that Nori's Tison worm now after that show.
Yeah,
it's going to be freaking cool.
We're probably going to try to order them in the next couple days, and they'll be gone. And I'm like, dang it.
Hey, that just means we're doing our job, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. Well, folks, hope you guys enjoyed that. But know that the show is not over. We have two more pretty awesome guests that are going to join us here. The young guns, as we called them earlier on in the show. We have Jake Maddux and Julius Mazy that are going to be joining us here. We're going to take a short break here in a second. We're going to come back with them, and we got some fun questions for these boys to try to get inside the heads of the young guns of our sport and learn more about them. But be right back after a quick break here from X2 Power.
In the world of battery power, a word to the wise: compromise elsewhere.
All right. We are back, and that is another quick reminder for folks that are joined here with X2 Power. If you guys are getting the boat out or getting ready for the season, you can save some money on X2 Power lithiums and AGMs using code SiriusX2. Super simple, down in the description. But let's start getting our guests on here. We're going to bring them on one by one here. And first and foremost, we'll bring on Mr. Jake Maddux. What's going on, man?
Hey, man. Good evening.
What's up? How's it going? Big fan of the show. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, buddy. It's been a long time coming trying to get you on here. I know we've been talking over social for a little bit, but it's good to get you on this show, man. I'm excited. We got some pretty fun questions for you and Julius here.
Sweet. Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, let's get Julius on here, and then we'll start diving deep into this thing. So without further ado, let's bring on Julius Mazy. What's going on, man?
Good evening, man.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Doing good. I gotta say, I'm gonna call myself out here because got back from the honeymoon at midnight on Friday, and kind of lollygagged a little bit, I'll say, on Saturday, getting life back in check and Then it was about Monday. We're getting the show scheduled. We got working with Taku on getting times and everything, and messaged Jake yesterday to try to get on the second half of this. Had another guest lined up to join him, and then kind of fell through. And Jake saved my butt here. And I was like, dude, I need some other up and coming anglers that we got to talk to. And he's like, don't worry, I got you. I got my boy Jewel. We're good here. So I appreciate you.
So you guys are friends. I didn't even know that dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
this will be real good then.
Yeah, me and Julius, we tackled the Opens past couple of years, and you were talking about the Japanese guys rooming together. Kenta actually stayed with us at a bunch of tournaments, so that's kind of we got some of the JDM vibes going too. So
nice.
So you got some juice, is what you're saying.
We do. Yeah.
That's wicked cool.
Jake?
Julius?
Don't worry, we won't try to force any out of you tonight. That's for sure. We got a lot of juice from Taku.
Good.
All good, man. Thanks for having me.
To listen to that on the drive tomorrow. So caught the last little bit of that. So looking forward to that. So
it was wicked cool, and I think if he had more time in his schedule, I would have had Taku on for a good couple hours. Those guys are fascinating, but nonetheless, I'm pumped to talk to you guys about here because I was talking a little bit with Jake. I think this has to be a multi-part deal because, you know, a bunch of different shows and the anglers that we have in this sport, that we're approaching a interesting time in our sport where we're starting to see some of the great ones early on start to retire, you know, with Kevin Van Dam leaving, where we got these young guns coming up like a Drew Gill that just won on the invitationals, guys like yourself that are going to be the big names in our sport moving forward. So this is a cool way to kind of dive in, have some fun with you guys and get people to know a little bit more about you beyond just seeing what you guys are doing at tournaments. So we got a little game per se. It's called 21 questions. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, but we're going to mix it up, be a little loose with it.
It's some fishing, some not fishing, just so you're aware of what could possibly be coming. So kind of serious, kind of fun. You don't know what's coming. So
yeah, some could be rapid fire, like you don't have to give too big of an answer for it. Well, some of them, I mean, feel free to expand on it. Yeah. So if you guys are good, we'll start getting ripped on this thing.
Yeah, let's roll.
Yeah,
all right.
Heck yeah.
All right, so first and foremost, we'll start it off with an easy one. That way we can start breaking the ice here and get rolling. And that is, we'll start with Jake and go to Julius. So we'll go in that order for these questions. And that is, how would you guys categorize yourself as an angler? So like if you were in Bassmaster magazine and like they're like Jason Christie, you know, he's a flipper, he's a dock skipper. What would you guys classify yourselves as?
It's kind of hard to say. I grew up on Lake Martin. It's a deep, clear, spotted bass lake. I just moved here to Lanier. But when I spent some time down, you know, Southern Union Community College and then on to go to Auburn, I spent a lot of time fishing these smaller Chattahoochee River lakes, Lake Eufaula, a bunch of those places. So I feel really comfortable fishing shallow grass, shallow vegetation, punching, flipping, frogging, swimming a jig. That would say like my strongest probably game is that shallow grass fishing, backwater fishing, that sort of deal. But moving back here to Lanier, you know, I'm having to learn that deep, clear, spotted bass stuff again. So it's cool, different with Livescope now, how the stuff I thought when I lived on Martin, the things I thought were the deal really weren't as big of a deal, or certain stuff that I kind of overlooked really was a lot bigger players. So yeah, I would think shallow grass fisherman for sure.
Is that what lake is behind you on the wall? Is that
yeah, that one you follow. So yeah.
Bailey, you know that. You won a tournament on Eufaula.
Yeah.
I'm not bright. People know that on this show. I'm not the smartest guy.
Sorry,
yeah, all those guys
there, boss.
They're just straight and narrow. So.
Yeah, we got that same thing up here with our Finger Lakes. They're pencils that run north to south. Yeah. But Julius, what about you, man?
You know, West Coast kid, man. So grew up like around Phoenix area, and our home lake is called Lake Pleasant, and I mean super deep clear water fishery. It's only got largemouth in it, but you're catching them as deep as 70, 80 feet, sometimes a year on the bottom. So try to, label myself as, just light line guy, super finessey with some JDM, finessey stuff in there. But I'd like to consider myself versatile too.
So you're out there in Bertrand's neck of the woods, right?
Yeah, we're like probably an hour apart.
All right. I've been talking with Josh. I've been meaning to get out that way. He says the winter bite out your guys' neck of the woods is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. There's a lot of cool shit going on this time of year.
You guys got a pretty wild striper bite too, don't you?
Yeah, in the summertime, we get big boils and stuff. But the Colorado River has got those true giants that eat like, trout glides and all that kind of stuff.
Oh God. Don't twist my arm.
Yeah.
Like, let me pass over to the largemouth and the smallmouth and some of the spots out there. He's like, let me get one of them stripers. Like,
right.
I feel my forearms burn.
Yeah, it's definitely a super unique part of the country to, you don't think, Arizona and, bass fishing are the first two things you think of, but it's definitely a hidden gem. A couple good places for sure.
No doubt. All right. Well, we'll keep firing off on these, Andy.
All right. So, you're coming up to weigh in. What is your walk-up song to the stage? In same order, we're going to continue with Jake to Julius. So, Jake.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I was listening to your podcast the other day with Rob G, and whatever his song was, This Is the Way I Live, that's a pretty good one. I'm trying to think of some other ones, though. Got to give you something different.
I know Julius has got the upper hand in this because he at least gets some time to think about the question. You're getting put on the spot.
I guess maybe we should flip flop it going.
Yeah, let me look at what I've been listening to lately.
You're pulling up that Spotify.
All right, cue the Jeopardy music, Bailey.
I know. I'll see. Let's actually see if it works, just for time's sake here. You guys tell me if you can hear the Jeopardy music. You guys hear this at all?
Oh yeah, I can hear it.
You hear
Yeah,
it?
we got it.
We can get that ringing for you. Julius, if you have one though, by all means, cut in front of Jake. Oh, he needs to Spotify too.
Trying to think.
Oh man!
All right, Andy.
I don't know. I'm kind of goofy. Maybe like a "Don't Worry, Be Happy."
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, dude, I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm on. I've been on a Drake kick lately on the way to the ramp, and then I don't know though. So,
for any specific reason as of recent?
Yeah.
No.
You ready for
anybody
some
that
random
understands.
Drake knowledge, Bailey? So
No, not appropriate for this show. Hope anybody that understands knows the joke.
Fair enough.
My brother.
Yeah. I might even throw in like a "Here Comes the Sun," like a Beatles or something like that. I don't know. I'm kind of out there, so
That's awesome.
Dude,
I'm all about it. Yeah.
yeah.
Now you got two songs literally stuck in my head in about 20 seconds apart. So thanks.
Right.
And he's gonna be tapped out for the rest of the show.
My wife is like a huge Beatles fan, and my little one loves it.
Hell
so
yeah.
we listen to the Beatles a ton, and Bob. Like it's like constantly on the playlist. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. It's happy music for sure.
Yeah.
So Jake, did you name one, or did you say something Drake?
He's just Drake. He said,
Drake.
just give me Drake on stage, and
Yeah,
he's gonna
I've been
sing his
listening to,
walkout song.
either like some country tune on the ramp, like some like Hank Williams type stuff.
There we go.
A little bit of everything. So
Yeah.
my like top 10 songs or whatever, like the most like random songs probably could have put
I
together.
like
So,
it. Eclectic music choice. That's my Spotify
sure.
as well. Bailey knows all about it. So
Dude, okay. There's a good chance. I know we're calling this 21 questions. There's a good chance with this show and our rabbit holes, we don't get to 21 because we'll go like 4 hours. But Andy is the most emotional roller coaster person to drive to the ramp with, because like his music would be like screamo, then like old school rap, country, and then like Frozen Let It Go afterwards. And you're just like, I can't do this anymore, man.
sorry, I have little kids.
I like it.
yeah,
Fun childhood music. All right, like I got a 4.
Yeah, you can't blame the kids for that. We know it's your song.
Oh, the worst is like lately she loves the song "I'm a Gummy Bear." So like that will randomly pop up as I'm driving down the road by myself, and I'm like, "How do I get this off here so fast?"
That's funny.
All right, next question.
Yeah. All right. So when you guys are on the road, you guys are putting on a lot of miles. Name one drink and one food that is a mainstay for you guys on the road.
So I drink a lot of
go first. Oh, you got it.
Celsius's. They're pretty good. Got to stay awake, so I like those in the morning. And then as far as like food goes, we cook a decent. Oh, I'll say crawfish for sure. Like when we're in like Louisiana or anything like that, Texas, Alabama, when it's springtime, love the crawfish. But when Grace comes up with us, she cooks a lot. She does tries to keep us eating a little bit healthier. So she does. What did she do that one time at Hartwell that we all liked? It was that casserole. So I don't know, some cowboy casserole. She's screaming from the other room. So.
I love it.
Yeah, I would say that.
I was there. That was good shit.
Yeah, that was good.
Right, what is cowboy casserole?
Okay, this isn't healthy, but it was tater tots, and then how would you describe it? It's tater tots with ground beef and cheese and bacon. That's not healthy at all, but it's
Gut bomb.
really filling to come home and eat.
For sure.
And easy for us. We know the recipe now, so it's pretty easy for us to make. So,
Nice.
Sounds great, honestly.
yeah, it's killer.
Julius, what about you, man?
I don't eat much when I'm on the water, but when I get off, I need like something good and hearty and, maybe a beer. So Busch Light and a steak are two good staples. You definitely see that a couple times throughout the week.
Heck yeah.
I like it. Simple man. Busch Light and steak.
Now, so you bring a grill with you to grill that steak, I hope. Or are you just like
Yeah,
coating it in
bring
butter
that,
and pan frying it?
No, I got that little Traeger Ranger. That thing goes everywhere with me,
Heck
and
yeah.
it's just plug and play and makes good
That's
food.
sick. Heck yeah.
We cooked
Right
fish
on.
at that one tournament. Oh, at Toledo, man.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did cook fish.
yeah. Those smallmouth are good. I'm sure.
Nice.
You're going to get some bad DMs after this one.
I'm just kidding.
No smallmouth.
They were crappie. They were Lake Martin crappie.
Ah, nice. That's good. All right, next one. So you're traveling from like tournament to tournament or to the ramp. Are you guys podcast listeners, music players, or do you talk to each other on the phone?
I would say I called Julius in the morning. Hey, where are you putting in that, dude? Or hey, what's the price of the gas at this place? That kind of thing, and then listen to music. I already drive so much for work anyways, so all the podcasts I usually keep those for the following week when I'm back on the road driving, that kind of stuff. So definitely more music and calling buddies on the way to the ramp type deal. So
Awesome. And Julius, how about you?
Same deal. I end up talking to at least two people by the time I get to the ramp, and definitely listen to one or two, hype up bangers before we get there. Get fired up.
Heck yeah. So you don't have the roller coaster of emotion playlist. It's just hyped up bangers for Derby morning.
That's right. A little bit of
Simple man.
Yeah, you don't want to ride with me, as Bailey says. You'll be hyped up and then crying in the passenger seat. So
yeah, that's a good song too. Simple man.
yes, it is.
Yeah. All right. So here's this one for you guys. Tomorrow, the world comes out and says we're banning all fishing. You're not allowed to fish anymore. What is your next career choice?
I would definitely be like still catching stuff, like crocodile, alligator hunter type deal, like Steve Irwin, like zookeeper type.
So
Not zookeeper, like
you'd be catching, releasing big gators.
yeah,
is what you're
yeah.
saying.
Like it would be like if I didn't fish, I would totally be like a gator removal guy. I think they're so sick. Like they're just sick animals. Like I saw the videos you had that you follow, like with the gators and the kayak, and you just kind of nerve wracking when you're eye level with one. But
it's a little intimidating.
yeah, they're big up there. So they did a study on that pond, and it's 3 gators per acre, and it's 45,000 acres.
Holy
Dang.
crap!
Yeah, my brother was ledge fishing, had a school fired up. They quit biting. He was catching 4 or 5 pounders every cast on this little brim bed pole, but it's like deep brim bed. They're like 18 foot, and they quit biting. Said a 4 pounder jumps out of the water. Gator comes up to the surface in the middle of the lake.
What?
Yeah, they're out. They're not just on the bank in the grass. They're literally swimming on like ledges and schools. They know. It's just crazy.
Think about that next time you're warm and you got to jump in to cool off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a quick little snack.
Yeah, real fast before we go to Julius, little Eufaula story. As Jake mentioned, I was in a kayak, and this was like, I don't know why Hobie sent us there during prime mating season, but I was way up in this creek, and there's like little fingers off of it, and I'm in the middle, and I'm looking to go back into it, and there's like one giant gator where I'm trying to go. So I look to my right, and there's 2 other pretty big gators. Look to my left, there's 2 more big gators, and I showed them, I'm like, all right, this is for you guys. I'll leave. I go to leave, and there's 2 in the middle facing me. So I'm like blocked in. I just like, I've never been more nerve-wracked in my life pedaling by something, just hoping please don't come after me. You're not very big in a little dinky plastic kayak.
Yeah, well, they can get in the bass boat if they want to.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if they thought I was another gator. Really funny story. It was the last day of the tournament. There was a giant female that was like putting her head out and growling. Like I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
There was a local that came in there and was around me, and he heard it. And I looked at him, I'm like, hey man, what does that mean? And he goes, it means 2 things. And he goes, and neither one do you want to stick around here for.
Yeah.
He's like, he's either going to eat you or he's going to try to mate with you. So you better get out of here.
Yeah. Roll.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Paddle as fast as you can, buddy.
That's right. Yeah. Julius, what about you, man? What would you be your next career choice?
Man, it'd be hard. I'd probably try to figure out how to do it illegally, but if it wasn't for that, I've always had a thing for, I haven't done it much, but like I've always been interested in like scuba diving, but not necessarily just like, doing it, but like there's jobs down there, right? Like an underwater, like scuba diving job sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I've heard they make some wicked freaking money too.
For sure. Yeah.
All right. I dig it.
I like it. All right. So next one, this could be fishing or non-fishing related. What is your guys' biggest fear?
I crack my neck a lot when I'm driving the boat, and I'm so terrified that I'll like pull away and break my neck. Yeah, that's probably number 1.
Self-inflicted wound.
Just something like I always tell myself like that.
Jake thinks about this a lot,
bro. Like, so yeah, that would probably be it for me.
Dang. How about you, Julius?
Dude, I feel that so hard, dude. Like I used to crack my neck, and I'm like, man, I gotta stop. One of these times, my mom she scared me when I was younger, and she's like, one of these times you're gonna crack your neck, and it's gonna stay like that. And I'm like, oh God, I gotta stop.
The older you get, the more likely you are to like cause a hernia in your neck, and you could probably get stuck down or up or
Well, that's how Julius' neck is because y'all just staring at that Livescope.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of that.
right?
What about you, Julius?
I would say probably, being not able to fish. Like if something were to happen to where, you physically can't fish anymore, like what do you do? That's a pretty scary thought.
You go scuba diving.
Yeah, right. But
if you could scuba dive, you could fish, Andy. Come on now.
Fair.
I'm saying like you lose your legs or something, Yeah.
It's spoken like a true fish head, man. That's all your worries is you can't go fishing.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right. Here's one for you guys, being all over the map and covering the country. Favorite lake and least favorite lake.
So I'm gonna exclude Alabama as like because that's kind of like home. I'm gonna exclude everything in Alabama. I really, really, really like Toledo Bend. I've had fished 2 tournaments there. Did well both times I've been there. I really like the Red River. I do not like the St. Lawrence River. But
really,
I mean, I do like the St. Lawrence River. It's cool, but I like the Red River. Like it's just like you're punching. It's like we have to go scope every single tournament, and then that's like a cool time that you can like you don't even have to plug it in, and it's like yeah, guys catch them scoping down there, no doubt, but you don't have to do it. And that's like it's like what I was talking to you about earlier, like maybe doing the kayak terms and stuff. That would be my kind of forgot what the word is called, but basically be able to like go kayak and like get into cool places and go
get in the backwaters.
Backwater, yeah, get that kind of stuff. That's what I would like to do. So I like that. The St. Lawrence River is cool. I just don't understand it yet, basically. So
yeah, I feel that.
So
all right, Julius.
Before you answer or ask the question, my 2 answers would have still been the same, by the way. But absolute least favorite, Red River, despise it. And I love the St. Lawrence River in Lake Ontario. By far my favorite place.
Yeah.
And that's how you can tell your friend.
Me and Jake have been there together. We fished both places.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I like upstate New York. Love it up there. But I love Oneida. Oneida is probably my other favorite lake. So
Jake doesn't know how to use a spinning pole.
I do know how to use spinner rod. I do know how to use spinner rod. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I can just smoke out there when I come. There we go.
That's awesome. I love that. Just polar opposites.
Fantastic. And it's not even that they chose like different lakes. It was just literally a flip.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So good. All right, guys. So you're growing up before you got into fishing. What was each of yours first job?
So I was a kid. So I think my first job I got when I was 14. I cleaned koi ponds and cleaned lobster tanks. So I worked for Alabama Pond and Aquarium. So basically, throw your Crocs on, jump in these koi ponds, basically get a scrub, clean it out, drain the water, make sure. I mean, I had somebody with me that knew like pH levels, water content, everything. And then we'd go to restaurants, make sure that the filtration system and all the fish tanks and lobster tanks were all good. So that was my first job. So.
That's a pretty sick first job.
Yeah, it was cool. So, and then he sponsored me my first year fishing, and then he fishes tournaments too, and we've done a couple guide trips together, like electronic training with him. So he's a cool dude for sure. So
awesome.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
How about you, Julius?
So technically my first job was at a restaurant as a busser or whatever, but I ran my first guide trip, bass guide trip for the Hookup Outfitters at 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Thrown in the fire.
Hey, that's something to write home about, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. Are you still guiding now?
Yeah. Who knows if we were. Yeah, I still guide for the same outfitter. Yep. So it's been a good place for me for sure.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
We already asked about the food and stuff, but kind of add on top of it. Is there a guilty pleasure food that you guys have?
I'm a big ice cream guy. Like love ice cream. Like Blizzards, DQ.
Oh, dude. Yes.
The Reese's Blizzards are big on those. For sure.
Heck yeah. I had a blizzard today, actually. Not going to lie about it. It was snowing when I walked up to the ice cream stand. It was fantastic.
Yeah, how's the snow right now?
We have no snow on the ground at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only in Buffalo can you go from 7 feet to the next week having none.
Yeah, I've heard y'all talk about that before. It'd be like one part of Buffalo has a ton, the other half doesn't.
Oh.
Like crazy stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's the other thing. Like, only in Buffalo, like I think you're meaning like you could have it 1 week and the next week it all melts. You can also in Buffalo go 10 miles in either direction, and one spot has 70 inches and the other spot has none. So like it's a weird place.
Julius, what about you though? Did we lose him?
Oh,
Julius.
Hello,
got us?
can you hear me?
yeah,
You got? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you. I lost you for a second.
No, you're good. You're good. Guilty pleasure snack or food?
Guilty pleasure snack. Man, I like lately. It's been like candy, like those Nerds clusters.
Oh, those are good.
Those are pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, driving to the lake, or or when you get off the lake, like like to get a drink and something. That's definitely a guilty snack.
Awesome.
Hell yeah, dude! I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was the Duck Call Room. I don't know if you guys listen to that podcast with the Duck Commander boys, like Cy Robertson and them. They put me onto those Nerd clusters, and it is not good.
Yeah,
like I can't get off those
Things out.
I know. Well, speaking of the guilty pleasure, my life has been made that Little Debbie followed our podcast on social.
Oh,
No way.
Yeah, so we're in the door, boys.
That's incredible.
that's awesome.
Somebody had to have shared it to them and said, "Look at this."
I don't know who it was, man. I don't know how, but like we had a show talking about Little Debbie a bunch, and then like a couple of days later, after we posted the show, they followed us on social. I'm like, wait a second,
Algorithms are weird.
I know. I'll take it. Could you imagine a Little Debbie title sponsor like Boat Wrap? You know how cool that would be?
Yeah.
The zebra cake.
Yeah, oh yeah,
dude.
Zebra cake boat wrap.
Yeah.
like a cosmic brownie,
With
like
the stripes.
See the stripes, yeah.
That would be badass.
That's awesome.
oh man,
Hell yeah.
I'm a big like what is it, Nutter Butters? I think like the long stick ones. Oh man, I used to eat like a whole box of them. It was awful, so good. All right,
yeah.
So next one, going a little NFL on you. Are you for or against Taylor Swift?
Against.
Cut right to the chase. I like it.
Yeah, no.
How about you?
I don't mind her. I don't mind it. I mean, harmless, I guess. Whatever.
That's good.
I don't.
Decent to look at.
I don't mind
all.
the fact that she's there. Like that's totally cool with me.
Yeah.
It's the videos of them, her and Travis like making out and stuff on social media. I don't need to see that, man. I don't follow Bleacher Report for people making out.
Like it's true, like no fault of Taylor's or Tay-Tay's or whatever they want to call her, right? Like she was straight up chugging beers in that suite of hers, and oh, that's great. She was straight up putting those beers back with the boys, and I'm pretty sure she was pretty wasted by the time she got down to that field at the end of that game. So, yeah, I
mean,
you got to.
She did NFL right then. I mean, that's what everybody does when they go to a football game.
Right, exactly.
Right. What else do you do?
Love it. All right. Biggest bass story. Walk us through your guys' PB.
So I grew up the pond in our neighborhood that I grew up fishing is like a 15-acre lake. We had a little 10-foot, like they're the Pelican Bass Raiders. They're somewhat academy, like a 10-foot kind of little deals. They're not very stable. Like two people. Me and my brother, we'd always like want to stand up on them because it's like, oh, you're fishing like bass boats. You don't want to sit in the chair. But we'd fish in this place, and there was a guy in the neighborhood who would always drop brush out offshore, and that's kind of we didn't have any grass or anything. We just kind of figured out how to triangulate and stuff. I remember I was freshman, or maybe I was 10th grade, high school. Get out of class, got done with the exam, and like Alabama weather is you're like 80 degrees in December, and then it was one of those days like you went into class wearing shorts, and then it got cold. Well, my buddy Brady came after school with us. His barometric pressure was dropping. You knew it was going to be a good fishing day. Went out there and we smoked him on a jerkbait like all afternoon, and then he had to go in for dinner. Well, dropped them off on the bank. I was like, they're biting really good. I'm going to make one more lap around the lake and kind of go fish this like offshore. I didn't know it at the time, but I called it a trench. It was basically a ditch where a creek channel was running in, had brush around it. I fired a jerkbait back there. It was a pointer Lake Craft Pointer, the purple back with white belly. Threw it back there, and I'm jerking a couple times. It locks up, and this big behemoth comes jumping out of the water. Can't even get its head out of the water. Started pulling the boat around, lipped it, grabbed it, and luckily my friend's house was really close by. I called him. They brought a scale down, and it weighed right under 14 pounds. It was a giant. So,
That's
yeah, it was
whale bass.
13. So I say right under 14. It was, the saltwater scales they have where it's just like the numbers, not digital. It was one of those, but it was absolute monster. So biggest one I've ever seen. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. I freaked out.
We gotta
like it pulled the boat everywhere. So pondfish doesn't count, but they asked about big bass. Stupid little brothers on here.
Well,
it looks like you got the Maddux fam.
Yeah.
So I will say though, Carson, he's a really good puncher flipper. My brother, he caught a 12 behind me on place in Florida.
I was saying the same pond, even though he's saying it doesn't count.
No, it wasn't the same pond. It was place in Florida. So,
that's sick.
Yeah, but Julius caught some toads too.
Yeah, let's hear him, Julius.
Yeah, probably most memorable big fish. Bumping 13. It was 12 and change. I was on a photo shoot for Sims with a bunch of guys, and we were at Lake Baccarat, Mexico. I mean, I know it's known for big ones, but the story is kind of cool. And it's we were just having a fun day, and they bring you lunch out there, and we're just hanging out. And well, prior to start drinking a couple beers out there, having fun, and then for lunch they brought us margaritas. So I got a couple margaritas in me, and I'm having fun, joking with the guide and stuff. And the next spot we pull up to, I just I got a good buzz going, so I throw out there and backlash my shit and clean it up, and I'm reeling it in. I'm just feeling good. And next thing you know, I just have one eat it right at the boat. Not even perfect. It was just a mess. And I just leaned on it, and it was one of the biggest bass of my life come jumping out in front of the boat. You fish out of these pongas. I ate it with probably 4 foot of line out, but it was just cool. And, got down there and scooped it. The guy was trying to grab it. I'm like, no, I got it. And I grabbed it, and I caught it on a Warbaits underspin with the biggest Kitech they make on it. I shouldn't have got that bite, but I did. And it was just cool.
That's sick.
That's really sick.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say you caught it and fell in or something like that, the way the story was going.
Dude, the next spot, I hooked one on an A-rig, and it turns the whole ponga, and then I'm like, oh, I got a big one. And then I hook, it goes like this, and I'm like, what is that? And it goes the complete other opposite direction, and one comes off, and I reel him in, and it was on an Alabama rig, and I catch one almost 10, and then I'm looking at my rig, well, the wire broke, and next thing I know, here comes one bigger jumping with the wire and the bait stuck in his mouth.
No way.
So I almost caught probably 20 plus on 2, but I was messing around. But here's that one. Oh,
Shoo.
Yeah,
big old fish right there.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're feeding them bass margaritas too. Good Lord.
Yeah. Tilapia margaritas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
The good stuff.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. Well, speaking of Little Debbie title sponsors and stuff, and how we just went through some really cool boat wraps, right? What would be your first choice of a dream non-endemic title sponsor? Make you think again. You might have to cue that Jeopardy music.
Get it rolling.
This is a tough one. Non-endemic.
It could be anything, man. It could be like the old Aaron Martin's Crown Royal days.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe Toyota. I mean, I guess that might be. No, that's not. There's Toyota guys. Let me think. Red Bull. Or Celsius.
Oh, yeah.
Red Bull or Celsius, yeah.
So Red Bull, boat
Red
wrap
Bull's
would look
sick,
sweet
yeah.
on a blazer. like something super fast.
Yeah, that would be badass. Like,
heck yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
All right.
that would be dope. Yeah, that's the people we need to hit up, like that, or like REI, like big companies like that, for sure.
On the same page, buddy.
Julius.
All right, Julius, what do you got?
I think Marlboro would be pretty spectacular. Like
Yes!
the black, the red and white, like iconic, like F1 car, like that.
Great
wrap.
NASCAR effect right there.
Yeah.
Kenta
said that he's like, yeah, they can't do any nicotine like sponsorship stuff. Like people have asked for like Zyn and stuff, and they can't do it. But Kenta was like, I wish I could.
But they can do alcohol.
Yeah.
Huh.
So.
What or the old camel packs too? Remember that? Like the old partial like 2D camel. Yeah, that'd be good too.
Like old regular jeans would be a sick one too.
Old like the iconic like Dale Earnhardt yellow and blue.
Yeah, Red Man.
So
or
good.
Bailey's Pro Shop. Yeah.
Do what?
I said or Bailey's Pro Shop.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be real good too.
It didn't even click.
Dude,
that would actually be sick. Some of those wraps. That actually is funny though. They a good point. They allow alcohol but no tobacco companies. Even though, which is funny because you have like because Bertrand's got like the Smoky Mountain, whatever it's called, which is like it's like caffeine pouches or something like that.
Yeah.
Which it's
basically it's no nicotine, right? So
no.
It's herbal snuff.
Yeah.
Herbal.
Weird.
Yeah.
No fun league.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe the NPFL will allow it.
I don't. Yeah, they probably will. They might. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We'll put in a word to Paul Benson. He'll get it done.
I didn't realize
the matching Marlboro jersey.
Yeah,
this is a good one. A Copenhagen and a Listerine wrap in one. Could you imagine that?
Yeah,
that'd be real good.
That'd be good.
Half and half.
Was it Maddie Robertson was I think joking about the Trojan condoms boat? That would have been
so
absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, Pornhub boat.
Magnum down the side.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right.
Gosh.
With that one, we could go on forever.
Right.
So tournament day, whether it's huge wins or something, tournament day gets canceled. What are you guys? You guys gonna go find somewhere else to fish? Are you gonna go golfing? What is your day off tournament activity?
Waffle House for sure, or somewhere like that. And then, like last year at Harris Chain, we had a canceled day, and me, John, Logan, and John's granddad all got in the boat, and like we were walking. So like Harris Chain, you got all those lakes. We stayed on this lake called Silver Lake, which is like super small, and there's like no ramps on the entire lake. And there's like this maybe one or two ramps. We took turns. John Garrett, Logan Parks, and me took turns knocking on ladies' doorsteps, knocking on their door and asking if we could please back our boats in the water. And then finally, we found a lady that would let us back it in because she went to Auburn and she was an Auburn fan. You know, me and Logan went to Auburn. So, yeah, it was a pretty cool deal. So, we were able to back her in, and we had 4 of us in a boat. It was pretty fun.
That's very sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Julius, what about you, man?
I would say I'm typically scared to go fishing because, like, you know, you get a canceled day, right? So you're going to fish the next day that I'm going to break something. So I typically just go drink beer at the campground or go somewhere with the buddies.
Heck yeah.
Julius, you and I can have a lot of fun.
Come on.
Hey, what you guys doing? I'll see you later.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's all I picture is literally going to the ramp. Then they're telling you it's canceled. And then you come back and it's like 6:30 in the morning. You crack a beer. Your buddy's like, "What are you doing at 6:30?" I don't know. Tournament's canceled. It's time to crack it open.
That's right. We're stopping. We already got
9 a.m.
Yeah. We're stopping at the gas station for sure.
That's awesome.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
My thing like disappeared.
Oh boy.
You can always try.
It comes in and out.
You could try backing out of the thing and try coming back in. That might help.
Yeah, let's see. Here we go.
Can you hear us? See
I
us?
can hear you, yeah. I'm just entering the studio is what it's saying.
Oh boy.
Oh, well, we can still see you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There he is.
We got 2 Jakes now.
We
We got 2 Jakes.
Wait. We're good now, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Keep in there.
Yeah,
we're good.
now.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Sorry, I'm
Oh, that was good.
That's why I'm not a scoper, so.
You're good. You're good.
Uh,
All right, Andy, next question.
all right. So the self-thought moment that you guys peaked in fishing.
Say it again. It was
Like the moment that you personally thought that you peaked in tournament fishing.
I would say Toledo Bend last year. I feel like that was like if I could fish every tournament like that would be incredible. Like I just had a all right practice, but nothing crazy. Kind of just got like kind of comfortable in kind of a couple areas. Ran a shad spawn in the morning, caught them day 1 up shallow. Day 2 they were not there, wasn't happening. Pulled the plug on it and went and fished offshore. And literally, it was kind of cool. It was like, if you ever watched that old live Toledo Bend where Jacob Wheeler, like, first morning he's throwing a buzz bait, swimming a jig, shad spawn type deal. It was around the same time. He grabs like 10 rods off the front deck and just shoves them in the back and takes the ones that were in his like co-angler rod thing and just adds 10 more to the front deck, and they're all deep stuff. That's how I like to fish, where it's like you have 10 shallow rods on the deck and you got 10 deep rods on the deck, like just kind of bouncing around both. And that's kind of how you follow fishes a lot. You can go grind a 10 plug out deep, and then you run up, fish, swing jig, and punch mats for 5 or 10 minutes and catch a big one doing that. So if I can fish every tournament like Toledo Bend, I'm not a huge scoper, but I figured something out on a ledge with scope that tournament that like really changed the game for me in that tournament. So,
Hell yeah.
so
All right. Julius?
I would say so the US Open's just kind of like the biggest prestigious tournament like we have as far as being a West Coast kid, you know, like that's the one that you want to win out here. And I would say probably 6 years ago, before I started fishing the Opens, I'd fished as a co-angler, you know, growing up, and then, you know, I fished it first year as a pro, and like still learning, you know, trying to figure out I wasn't really dialed, and it was before Livescope, so totally different game. And I had probably the worst 3 days of fishing I've ever had, as far as just everything going the wrong way, right? Like just mechanical issues, losing fish, just everything that could have happened went bad. And I got 11th in the tournament. So out of 225 guys. So it was kind of like, wow, you know, if I can just make some good decisions and things could actually go my way, and I throw myself out there and put myself in the fire, maybe this is something I can do. And ever since that moment, I've been kind of, you know, chasing it hot.
Yeah. I say when everything goes bad, you do that well. I say you're doing something right.
Yeah, it was kind of an eye-opener, Derb, for sure.
Heck
That's
yeah.
awesome, dude. All right. So here's the situation. You guys have to make the decision between a largemouth, a smallmouth, and a spotted bass. Wipe one of them off the face of the earth.
smallmouth.
So that was so fast. That was so fast.
He hates them. Oh, man.
Are we talking like
absolute no hesitation, just gone. he went Thanos, like out of here.
Yeah. He said peace. Are you talking like northern?
What do you say?
You talking like northern or like in general?
I mean, they're cool, but like it's largemouth are so sick, and then like they live everywhere. Like they could be on a ledge, they could be in a puddle on the side of the road. Like you can't kill them, you know. Like largemouth's just a beast, and then spots are just like missiles coming up for top water. And the way they respond, it's oh, like they're just different, you know. And then smallmouth are cool, but it's just the main thing is I just don't understand them like a lot of guys do. So that's probably my biggest weakness is I do really like catching them on the hair and the spy bait. Like I love that's probably my 2 favorite baits to throw. I don't like the drop shot stuff. I like looking at them, chasing them around like they're bonefish, like doing that whole deal. So,
all right,
my ring light died. I got
no
that little ring light.
Oh, jeez. No more smallmouth. What about you, Julius?
I would say, you know, it would benefit me as an angler to get rid of largemouth just because of the way I like to fish. I think, you know, spots and smallmouth like me and I like them. But I mean, like Jake said, they're everywhere and they're so abundant that it would be, you know, I feel like I'd miss them. But if I had to, I'd probably go largemouth.
So if you guys travel to tournaments together, you probably make a great pair, being that you guys probably fish completely different, polar opposites than what you like. So you probably are a great pair.
We don't see each other on the water very often.
If we do, it's because I broke my trolling motor cable or I ran out of pink worms or something. You know, like. And Julius like, you don't even need to be throwing the pink worm. You throw margarita mutilator, something like that. So that's good. It's like,
he's not wrong.
Give me a black, a red bug, and a pink, and I'm good.
Tennessee awesome. River boy right there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's your best travel partners, right? Is the one you never even see when you're actually out in the lake.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have some fun on the road for sure.
No doubt.
Oh yeah, boys.
We either see each other or we don't. That's the thing. Like we either do not see each other at all or we see each other
every spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all Oklahoma, we were around each other a lot.
Yeah.
Mud hole.
Seems to be working.
Yeah.
Fishing. It happens. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
What is one thing that you are both currently trying to make a habit of? Like lifestyle change or fishing style change?
I got 2. Definitely. So, you know, like a lot of herring guys, like a Meal or Paul March or all those, like the dudes that are like hammer herring fishermen are all skinny guys. Like they're fast on the water, agile, and that's what we got Hartwell next. I just moved to Lanier. I want to get agile and like run a million spots in a day. And like the other thing is like looking at scope and just really paying attention to how fish behave. And that Drew Gill podcast they had, it really kind of opened my eyes for that, because I'll be honest with you, I consider Livescope basically like spotlighting deer. Like that's my whole thing is I'm gonna throw out as many dots as possible and cover as much water. It's almost a cheat code. If you're not on anything, you can go and rather than you can just pick an area and go scope and throw it as many dots as possible. It's almost a cheat code to go catch a limit. You don't have to be on a pattern. You don't have to be on anything. But there are guys that understand Livescope and completely like mine is more like running and gunning pattern for like what I've traditionally did. Basically, this is my approach to Livescope. Just throw out as many dots as possible. When there's guys like Drew Gill or Tyler Williams that know exactly how that fish is sitting, how it behaving with different, like he's on that side of the brush pile because of the sunlight and the shadow on that side. And he can tell that with scope. I want to get better at understanding that kind of science behind it, not just throwing at dots. So, but throwing at dots. So,
yeah. Julius,
what was the question again?
All right. So, what is one thing, or as in Jake's answer, multiple things that you are trying to make a habit of? Like, could be personally or on the water, just trying to change up to be like more efficient in something.
Yeah, I would say one thing is, trying to be this year, more faithful and been going to church a bunch and making a commitment to that. So definitely working on that, and that's going great. And then on the fishing side of things, just, every day, new challenge, just trying to get better. I mean, everyone says that, but every day you go out there, I just want to feel like I accomplished something and I added one more thing to my arsenal every day.
I love that. Like, yeah.
There's no bad answers. Let's be real.
What is it? Do you guys listen to the Kelsey podcast where they go like, there's no dumb questions, just dumb people?
No.
That's good though.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Not saying it applies to you,
Resonates.
Jake, but take it how you will.
Oh,
all right. Are you guys the first to the boat ramp or the last?
I'm like a 9 a.m.er, but I'm like off. I like push that 30-minute after sunset rule pretty close, but I'm not. I'm definitely not the first one to roll up.
Usually, first one there, usually in the morning, last one off, but I'm the last one to get there during the tournament day. I'm usually pretty late tournament day.
Yeah,
you
Jake's
just
always
value
up
that
early.
extra sleep in the morning.
Yeah, try to. Or always have something. I forgot to get gas. Have to turn around.
Unless it's a shad spawn tournament, then I mean you have to be there early. But other than that, I just get there when between 8 and 9, an hour after everyone's gotten there.
Love it.
That's awesome.
All right. So, what is the most embarrassing thing that you have done on the water?
Oh boy.
Julius, if you know your answer, you could cut Jake and go first if you'd like.
Most embarrassing. I mean, I have one in my head, but it's just kind of graphic, I guess. Like,
I mean,
I can keep. I mean, I feel like we all have this story, right? But you gotta go. And we were on a lake with a lot of docks, and there wasn't really anywhere to hide, so I just went about doing my business. And some old man's like standing on his dock, saw it all go down, and he's like, "Dude, my kids swim here," and I'm like, "Dude, sorry, but I would say probably that."
My kids swim here.
Yeah.
oh man,
I'm like apologizing. I'm like, "Dude, I'm sorry. This was an emergency. You have to understand." I'm leaving.
All right, bro.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's funny. Jake, what do you got?
So Chesapeake Bay, like last 2 years ago, like I went and ran up the Susquehanna River. Like, I'm thinking I'm confident, badass. I know how to run current, like run sketchy places to the Alabama River. Well, it didn't occur to me that the tide and the current were going opposite directions. So the seams that I was thinking I was running were not the right seams, and I just took my entire lower unit off in front of all these people, like ripped her off pretty good. So,
jeez.
quick, yeah, it hurt for sure. Like,
what haven't you ripped off your boat?
That is true. That is very true.
Oh, man.
We call Jay Captain Destructo on the road.
Yeah. Before that NPFL tournament we just fished, I looked at my trolling motor. I called the Garmin or talked to Garmin, got this show, and I was like, I need some new bushings in my trolling motor. And he's like, here you go, bro. Like, go fix this easy. So I get home night before a tournament, and I'm like, oh, I got to do this real quick. And because my trolling motor's a little wobbly. Well, it really wasn't my bushings. I only had one screw holding my trolling motor to my boat. Don't know how.
Jeez.
Yeah, literally, I could stick my finger in between my trolling motor and my boat. So that was not very cool. So got her all fixed up, and I'm taking her to Sonar Pros here in a few weeks to get really dialed in. So yeah,
That's funny. Captain Destructo. I like that.
I do break a lot. So.
It's gonna get expensive.
Oh, it has already. Especially because the NPFL doesn't have a service crew.
Oh, that can't be good for you, Jake.
They got a Yamaha, not in Mercury one. Yeah. Tough. For sure. So.
All right. Well, fellas, we're down to one last question here. You've made it through the gauntlet.
All right.
That is, would you rather win the Classic or catch the world record bass?
Classic, 100%.
Yeah, Classic.
I mean, being a tournament angler, I just think that's, you know, the holy grail of all holy grails. And you're an elitist, right? You become part of that group of people that I feel like the reason why we do this is because of that tournament, period.
Yeah, I agree.
Feel that.
Good
All right. Well,
record in the Classic.
I figured that was going to be somewhat of a quick question, but not as that quick. I thought maybe you guys would think about like the world. So I'm gonna leave you guys with one last question again. So I lied.
Okay.
When I had asked Taku and I asked everybody that's new to the show, we always ask the 3 people that you'd love to have a bush light and a steak with, and pick their brain. So I'm gonna leave you guys with 2 each. All right. So anybody, doesn't have to be fishing. They could be alive 1,000 years ago. Could be alive today. Doesn't matter. What 2 people would you guys love to go to dinner, have a beer, have a steak, and pick their brain?
I'm gonna go like Pablo Escobar and like John Daly. I'm gonna go no fishing.
Shit.
Just like
That's,
if I have that opportunity.
Damn.
That's a steak and a keg. That's not a beer.
And a whole lot of Marlboros.
Yeah, I'm in. Put me in, coach.
That's awesome,
man.
Yeah, that's a tough one to beat. I would say you need to give me 3. I would do Jimmy Buffett, and it's hard to pick. I'd either say Drew Cook or Patrick Walters. One of the 2.
Oh, okay. Any reason why those 2?
I think those are the 2 best fishermen on planet Earth right now. I really do. I think Drew Cook's very underrated. I would love to go practice watch them practice a tournament. I would love to go do that. Like, I think they're just different. They're built different breed. They're elite. They truly are elite. So those 2 guys would especially. They know how to scope, but they know how to fish shallow and fish in the mud and fish in the dirt. And I don't know. Those guys know how to win bass tournaments and know how to get paid in bass tournaments. They're always in the mix for Angler of the Year. That's probably the most prestigious title. So I'd have to go with those 2 guys for sure. So it was kind of cool. First NPFL tournament. I'm right beside Patrick Walters. Never talked to him before. I've talked to Drew Cook a couple times, but Patrick comes up to me and I'm not thinking he's going to say anything to me. He looks over, smiles. He goes, "Are you excited?" And we're at blast off. He's just like, "Are you excited?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Me too." And I was like, that's
awesome.
Yeah, that's it. So,
You're like, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
That guy's about to catch him.
Yeah. And then in that tournament, too, I went on this pocket, Drew Cook's back there. He wasn't having a great tournament till the final day, but I was like, there's no way I'm going to go fish behind Drew Cook, bro. Like,
vacuum.
Yeah. And then I talked to him on the water, and I was like, "You got him?" And he's like, "I got 3 pounds." And that was at 12:30. The dude dropped 20 pounds. He weighed in at 215. Like, you give those boys long enough, they're going to figure it out. He's like, they might have a bad day or 2, but they are going to figure out before the end of the tournament. So,
yeah.
Or he had him already and he wanted you out of there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Jake's sitting there now. He's like, "Dang, yeah, maybe he did have to."
Yeah, maybe.
He gave you a little
He
smile.
was in a place that we used to go to my buddy's lake house. It was my buddy's lake house, and we used to always go fishing the kayak back here in this little creek deal, and it was pretty loaded. But yeah, he was in there. I was like, even if he's having a bad tournament, I am not fishing behind Drew Cook. So.
Heck yeah. Well, boys,
Good deal.
Thank you guys a ton for taking time out to jump on the pod, and hopefully people learn a bunch about you guys, and maybe some non-endemics will reach out to wrap them boats next year.
Instagram, all that non-endemic. Hit us up.
Yeah, no kidding. So for folks that are watching or listening, these two gents as well as Taku, all of the social will be down in the description, so you guys can follow these guys. Highly encourage you to support them any way you can. But for real, thank you guys for joining, and we're definitely gonna have to get you boys back on here pretty soon.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Had a blast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, all right, boys. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you again.
Safe travels. Don't break anything.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't
Peace out.
Hey, guys.
See ya.
Have a good one.
That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. Great. I definitely think we got to make this somewhat of a series, Andy, where we got to get some of the young guns on here to learn more about them beyond just what we're seeing either on social media or seeing on a live stream, things like that. Let's see, really open up to who these guys' characters are, which, like we talked about on Biz from the Bass Boat earlier this week, letting guys see, letting the public see their character, who they are. Yeah. That helps them personally lead to sponsors, things like that, because people like to see when you're real with who you are. We need more personalities in this sport. So these are two young guns, as we said, that I think are going to be some names we hear for the remainder of their time that they want in the bass fishing industry. And nonetheless, I think today's episode was freaking awesome.
Yeah, great
one. And
the biggest takeaway is, like, we knew Taku's English was getting better, but I was not expecting it to be that good. Like,
yeah, and I wasn't expecting Wes Logan's to be that bad.
Yeah,
I gotta clip that dude and send it to him. It was too funny. Called out by Taku. I can't understand him. What do you got a southern drawl?
Oh yeah,
he can't understand you. Oh, that's awesome.
Poor
that's
Wes.
So good.
Is it poor Wes or good for Wes?
No, we're just gonna poke fun at Wes just because. Just because it's Wes and he can take it. He can take it. But yeah, as we are rounding out the show, guys, just a reminder, there's the Omnia Fishing Garmin Livescope Plus giveaway going on right now until the 20th. You can sign up as long as you're a Premium Pro member.
Yep.
By the 20th, you are entered to win a Livescope Plus system as well as a big old Garmin fish finder to go along with it. So with that, folks, make sure you guys sign up and get involved in our Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing group, as Monday will be our first Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing show of the year for Toledo Bend. It's coming up fast. It's here. It's time to go. So, folks, make sure you guys join the group. Andy, anything else for the folks?
No, I'm excited for Monday Night Live in the Fantasy Fishing Show. I think Toledo Bend's going to be a slugfest, so I'm really excited to watch that one. So
I'll be at Lake Murray. I am praying the signal there is going to be good. Otherwise, I might have to find like a local bar or restaurant that'll let me do a little podcast.
There's plenty enough there's plenty enough boat houses on Lake Murray. The signal has to be somewhat decent, so we'll figure it out.
We're going to find out one way or another, because we're also going to have Tuesday Night Live, because Mr. old Stephen Barden, our fisheries biologist pal, will be joining us back on the show next week. As we get more info on who we're going to have for next week, I'll be with Justin Largent, who's the Kayak Fishing Weekly host as well, so he'll be joining us on those shows. We'll have the Road Podcast Studio with us, so it'll be good. As well as this coming weekend, Santee Cooper BPT event will be going down. Looking forward to watching that one. But nonetheless, Andy, another great show tonight.
Yep.
Folks, appreciate you guys as always, and we'll see you next week.